Welcome back into the studio. I thought I'd turn the camera on, talk to you all about posture again, and bad backs is something I've had trouble with and tried to deal with for a decade probably. So everything is changing. I'm learning new things all the time. I'm trying to be really proactive to see if I can help fix the problem and to give myself the most chance of being able to draw for the next couple of decades without making my back worse, without doubling over and ending up with such poor posture. It's like I'm looking at the floor all the time. And I'm sure you've seen people who unfortunately have a posture like that. You may see them walking on the street and they're really doubled over. In fact, the Queen of Britain, I noticed in her last decade, she was really bending over with her posture as well. And I know she always read for many hours a day looking down. So what have I learnt since my last videos and my kind of masterclass on posture as it relates to us artists? Well, there's only so much you can do if you're sitting down for extended periods of time. If you're sitting down for, say, 2 hours at a time, from my experience, no amount of exercise, corrective, preventative exercise is going to undo that. Now, don't get me wrong, I get carried away when I'm drawing and I may well go for 2 hours and I suffer for it the next day, maybe for the whole week. I've got plenty of things in place like timers that I'll show you, but I still don't do it, especially if I'm feeling good. If I'm feeling good, I think I'm superhuman again and I can just carry on for these long periods of time. And another thing is I may be drawing for say an hour or 30 minutes, my timer may go off and then I think, oh, I better go onto the computer, I've got some emails to answer, and maybe another 30 minutes on there. My body doesn't know any difference. To my body, that's 1 hour's worth of sitting, and nobody's body can survive that type of thing. So first things first, if you've got a bad back or you don't want to get a bad back, you really shouldn't be sitting down for more than 20 to 30 minutes without moving. And I have absolutely got to be doing this myself. This has got to be priority number one. The next thing is your sitting or your seated posture. If you're working on a flat table and you're looking down, you've already stacked it against you. There's no way you can keep doing that forever. If you're bent to the side and you're looking down like that, your neck, your trapezius muscles, you're going to have problems. So you've got to think of a way of having an easel, or whether it's a desk easel or something. My one, as you can see, is just out of view there. It's about probably 70 degrees. I've shown that on other videos. So that type of angle is what you want. Then you want the drawing to be up, so it is pretty much eye level, so you're not looking down all the time. You really want to be trying to look straight across if at all possible. That's a really good tip. The next thing is what I found with my shoulder, my right shoulder, obviously that's my drawing arm, is that when I put my arm out to draw, this all kind of relaxes and slumps down like that. That's causing looseness in the socket, and it's got a kind of a weird numbness then into the socket. Okay, my way around that was to make this. I've shown that on some videos as well. Now all it is cardboard underneath. I've got this arc, and that just goes on my chair. Let me bring the arms up on my chair and let me lower that camera angle a little bit for you. Okay, so you can just about see that. So I'm almost like, do you remember on Doctor Who, that kind of scary looking character that was sitting in that chair? I think he may have been the actual chief of the Daleks. No doubt I'm wrong. But with this, I can rest my arm on there and draw. Okay, not all the times are going to be on there, because sometimes I want to draw something higher up, but this takes the weight of the arm off the shoulder, and that's really helping me, saving my shoulder. That was prototype 1. Now I've got in the making prototype 2. So as you can see, just a bit of cardboard again. Okay, same shape, it's just bigger. So I'm playing around with the actual size of it. And all I did with that cardboard was just put some fabric. I had an old jacket, and I just cut it around, and I used a glue gun just to stick it on there. So, okay, let's say that you're managing to only sit for 20 minutes. You've got a chair that's giving you decent posture. You're managing to sit up okay, and you're doing the best you can, but you've still got back or shoulder or neck issues, maybe even eye strain, okay, because it's all related, it all goes together. Over the last 10 years or so, I found there are some exercises. Let me just pop that down a bit. Now, what I'm going to show you, I'm not affiliated with anybody at all, okay, so this is just the things that I've bought myself, and I've found there's no book of exercises, and I hope that's going to be showing the right way around for you, but it's pain-free at your PC. Now, this is not a new book at all. In fact, how old is it? It came out in 1999. But what this shows you is specifically a guy named Pete Egoscue, and it's called the egoscue method. What it does is realign your body. Pete knows, or wasn't one of the first, but he knew that the body worked as a whole, and if things like your ankles were a problem, then you would get knee problems and hip problems, then back problems and neck problems. Everything is interlinked. I've got loads and loads of books, from the most modern books to ones 20 odd years old, and there is no book and no routine of exercises that fixes me like this book. So just because it says pain-free at your PC, we're still sitting down, we're doing almost exactly the same as somebody working in an office would be doing. It's still causing us the same problems. And the beauty of this book, because I know I'm no spring chicken myself these days, but I know a lot of my Patreon members are elderly, 70, 80 years plus. And it's all well and good going on YouTube and seeing corrective exercises that's telling you to get into this yoga pose or lift this weight or stretch in that form. But lots of us, if we're in pain, I've found that exercising can actually make it worse. So if you've got, say, upper back pain, and then the remedy they say for that is, say, rowing on the machines, or it could be face pulls. You see all of this on YouTube. If you've already got an inflamed back or inflamed spinal muscles, doing these exercises, in my experience, okay, because I'm no doctor, you hear everybody on YouTube say this, I'm no doctor, but in my experience, when I do those exercises, if I've already got an aching back, it just makes it worse. That can be a vicious cycle that you can't get out of. The difference with these pain-free at your PC books is that the exercises are all very, very passive. So they're basically just lying down, lying against perhaps walls and doing things like that. They are very comfortable exercises that, like I said, you basically are realigning your body by just lying in these positions. And I found that this can work almost instantly and miraculously. If I've got an aching back from drawing and perhaps I've been slouching over a bit too much, I can go downstairs, just put my legs up on a chair, relax in the position, and within 5 minutes the pain's gone. And I've never had that happen with any other program, exercise. And don't forget, I did weight training for 25 years or more, and I still have these problems and issues. So why hasn't that fixed me? because I'm lazy. Okay, I just get back into the bad habits all the time. This routine takes probably 15 minutes a day. I've religiously got to do it, because when I do it religiously like that, it does fix me. You will feel it put the joints back into the position and realign as they should be. So that's my top tip. Now, if you look online on YouTube at these egoscue exercises, and what I'll do for my Patreon members, what I did, I went through the book, okay, and I pulled out the exercises that were specific for those in pain. Okay, so if you're in pain with your back or your hips or whatever, upper back, lower back, shoulders, you go do the routine that's for those in pain. And then once you've done that, I've got another routine that you do daily. Okay, so if you're adamant that you're going to sit, whether it's at a PC or at your drawing board, for hours and hours per day, you're going to have to do this. This is what keeps the pain away. And then I've got on my drawing board a small routine for 5 minutes, so at every 30 minutes you can do just a couple of exercises, and that really frees it all up. Now, it hasn't cured me, as I said, because I've been a little bit lazy and not committed to it as I should be, but I've definitely got to do it. Okay, whether or not that fixes you completely, I'm not sure, because I think you then need to, once everything feels good, you do need to strengthen the moves as well. For that, if that doesn't fix, there's a chap online called Tom Morrison, the simplistic mobility method. If you look that up on YouTube, he's really funny and quirky and very different to any other exercise expert. He specifically has things for bad backs and that as well. Okay, so that's really good to look at to further strengthen. Okay, so this lot will get you out of pain, and it may well fix you. If you can get this book, I definitely get it. You know, it's going to be on Amazon, or better than that, secondhand stores and things, because it's so old. When I put the routines up, what you will have to do, because the exercises look extremely simple, but you've got to do them in an exact specific way. So you will need to go online and look up, for instance, if I said static back, which you hold for 5 minutes, if you go online on YouTube and look up egoscue static back, you'll see this exercise demonstrated and you'll know what to do. Without the demonstrations, you can't just look at the pictures and think, oh, I'll do that, because there's subtle positions you've got to put in your body into, and if you don't do that, it absolutely will not work. So if possible, get the book, because it's all in detail in that. As I mentioned, second thing, Tom Morrison, simplistic mobility method. If you can look that up on YouTube. And something I've only now started, because it's a guy I've followed for a little while, and he's got a back program, and that's called Yogabody. Now, it's not just yoga at all. Okay, his name is Lucas. I don't know him personally, I'm not affiliated to any of this, but if you go on YouTube, look up Yogabody, and then he's got hundreds of videos. He's been online for probably 10 or 15 years, videos on all health and fitness topics, and he's got a whole program on the back, which I've just bought yesterday, and I haven't started it yet, so I'll report back to you and tell you all about that. We've gone on for almost 15 minutes. I don't want to make it any longer. I don't want to bore anybody, but just to reiterate the most important parts. Number one, absolutely do not sit drawing for more than 20 to 30 minutes. Get yourself a little timer like this that you can just pop on. 30 minutes, you can adjust the times. Get these on Amazon anyway. Use your phone, use your watch, use whatever. If you don't use one of these, you're just going to sit down for an hour, 2 hours or more and be suffering. If I can't do it with one of these, you're not going to do it without one of these. So get yourself one of those. They're really cheap. don't sit for more than 20 or 30 minutes without moving. After that 20 or 30 minutes, you've got the pain-free at your PC routine. It's just a 5-minute routine where you do just simple exercises to free up your back, twist your back, shoulders. In fact, it may only be 2 or 3 minutes, to be honest with you. That will keep you going. When you finish for the day, or even first thing in the morning, I like to do the egoscue routine for those in pain, or if I'm out of pain completely, the other routine. First thing in the morning, takes about 10 minutes. After you've done your drawing for the day, do it again. Okay, it re-straightens it. I can actually feel my body and my spine click and go back into places, and that's great. Do chiropractors work? Absolutely, especially for neck problems, which I've had, but in my experience, it doesn't cure it. Okay, it'll realign, it'll give you the movement back, but it's things like the egoscue exercises that will keep all that at bay. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you all on the next video. If you're struggling to draw animals or to improve your art, I can share with you the techniques I've learned over 25 years so you can avoid frustration and trial and error and start to enjoy drawing and creating straight away. Hi, my name is Jason Morgan. I'm a professional artist and I would love to be your guide on your unique art journey. I've fallen in love with pastels and I'm sure you will too. There's really no other medium that has the vibrancy and colour intensity and the ability to put light over dark. That's an absolute game changer for the animal artist. Now on my channel, you get immediate access to hundreds of hours of lessons and demonstrations, and you go completely at your own pace. There's absolutely no rushing in my art channel and lessons. Think of it like a video library. You pick the video you like, something that really takes your fancy, and you take as long as you want to complete it. Or alternatively, you can watch my videos, learn the techniques, and apply them to the subjects that really inspire you. And you also get new reference photos each month. They're copyright free. You can use them in your art, sell your art, no worries whatsoever. Many of my artists came to me with little to no art ability whatsoever, and they're truly amazed with what they're now creating. You could be doing that as well. Now, don't think age is a problem. You're really never too old to start learning and enjoying art, and many of my students are 40, 50, 60, 70, even 80 years of age. Now, my channel is about much more than lessons and techniques. You also get access to my secret private Facebook group, and that's full of members that's literally grown up with my channel. They're super supportive and kind. They come from all over the world. So if you've got any questions, you can rest assured there's going to be someone there really quick with a solution to your problems. Now, with my channel, you're not tied into any contract. You can literally come and go as you please. You can go up tiers, you can go down tiers, whatever you want. And there's a tier and a price to suit literally any pocket. Now, I've been doing art lessons for many, many years, and I really pride myself on trying to create the absolute best lessons and demonstrations I possibly can. I really hope to see you there soon so you can start your art journey, and I can't wait to see what you can achieve.